Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Stefany Jones. We're going to be talking about one of our current webinars and talking about Jamaica today, how it's time to come back. So good afternoon again. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Stefany and I manage the Caribbean here at UJV. Jamaica is a destination I truly love and one that is very, very close to my heart. So I'm especially excited to be talking about it today. And most important, I'm very, very pleased to be joined by Dian Holland from the Jamaica Tourism Board, who'll be here sharing the latest updates, trends, and what she's seeing across the destination. Today's session is designed to give you a real-time look at Jamaica and what's happening across the destination right now, along with practical insights you can use when speaking with your clients. I'll also walk you through our UJV portfolio, highlighting key luxury resorts, their current status, and anything important to keep in mind when booking your clients. Our goal is to keep this informative, relevant, and easy to translate into your day-to-day conversations. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dian to get us started.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm seeing mainly ladies, but just in case, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you so much. Jamaica is not closed. I know this says come back. However, Jamaica is not closed. We are open and we are ready and awaiting you and your clients. Now, why Jamaica? Jamaica is indeed a totally different destination. It's unique within itself. We have beautiful beaches, great scenery. Oh, Ultimate Jet Vacations has some wonderful hotels on island. However, the destination has a lot more. Its culture, and I know the landscape, and of course, the lifestyle. Jamaica is very diverse. Not only its culture is diverse, but we have so much to offer. We open up the entire island for you to come and just explore. There has to be something special with us because to have a 43% visitor return rate, that's mighty special. With everywhere in the world for people to go, 43% return rate is extremely good. Jamaica, oh man, the music, the food, oh, I can go on and on and on. But I need to start to tell you about our flag. Jamaicans think that we're the only ones in the world that has a flag. But the reason for that is because we are so close to it, because it reminds us every day of who we are. Each color represents something extremely special to us. The gold for the sunshine and all the wonderful things that have happened to us. The green for the natural vegetation. The black, most important, it truly represents the resilience of the people. It represents the majority of people on the island. It reminds us of adversities to come and the ones we have overcome. There is never an adversity that Jamaica has not overcome. And a little trivia for you. Jamaican flag, the green, gold, and black, is the only flag in the world that has no red, white, nor blue. That makes it extra special, right, Stephanie?
Absolutely. I
Right.
agree. And Diana and I actually even chose our clothing colors to match the flag.
Yeah, kind of, kind of.
A fun coincidence.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so moving on to the next slide.
yeah. Oh,
Diane, would you like to tell where Jamaica fits in
of
the Caribbean?
course. And we always have to remind everyone because as I'm in California and so many people in the West think that islands are in the West, in the Pacific. Well, Jamaica is located in the Caribbean. totally surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. The difference with the Caribbean Sea and many large bodies of water, the Caribbean Sea is warm. It's only a couple of degrees lower than the air temperature. And this little map gives you an idea of where we're located. We're just south of Cuba. The closest point to the US would be Miami. We are an hour and 20 minutes flight time from Miami.
Excellent.
So we're easy to get to. Now, a
Exactly.
couple more things about us. Um, Jamaica is about the size of Connecticut. And what that basically means, by the way the bird flies east to west, we're about 145 miles long. And at its widest point, we're about 55 miles. Our capital city is Kingston, though our tourism capital is Montego Bay. It's so much about Jamaica. We're the first Caribbean island to produce rum on a commercial basis. And ladies and gentlemen, never tell a Jamaican that we can't, because we're going to prove you wrong. We were the first tropical destination to have a team in the Winter Olympics. Go figure. The lowest the temperature ever gets in Jamaica is maybe 70, 75. But yes, we have a population of just under 3 million people. And our mother tongue is English, though when you go to Jamaica, you might hear, and what you think is another language, it's not. It's basically broken English came about after slavery when during slavery, the slaves needed a way of communicating with each other without having their plantation owners knowing what they're saying. So we created our own little language using some African words. Basically, it's English, broken English spoken really fast. That's it. But our mother tongue is English.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And how
Now,
about how we can get there?
oh, well, Jamaica, we are easy to get to. If you're in the West, you have clients coming from the Western USA. Just tell them that paradise wouldn't be paradise if it was easy to get to.
Mhm.
There is a connection. However, you are professionals, you know the best way to get your clients to Jamaica. Just keep in mind, cheap can be expensive. So be careful of your connecting times and your connecting cities because it can, anyhow, cheap can be
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Now, Jamaica has three international airports. Yes, three. Many people thought that there were only two, but there are three. Kingston, the Norman Manley International, Montego Bay, the Sangster International, and the newest of them all, the Ian Fleming International Airport, located just outside of Ocho Rios.
Which we'll
Yeah,
talk a little bit more about that name
yeah.
in a little bit.
Close to one of your hotels.
Yes. Uh,
Now, I, Stephanie, I mentioned that we open up the entire island for people to come and just explore. And I need to give you an idea of what each area, how different they are.
mhm,
But first, I must point out the lines in the map indicate our parishes.
mhm.
Parishes are unique to us as states are to you. I'm going to start in Kingston, our capital city, where our seat of government, hustle and bustle. If you truly want to feel the heartbeat of Jamaica, the culture, take a trip to Kingston. A lot to see and do there. Restaurants, oh my gosh, it's so much. Then I'm going to the eastern side of the island, Port Antonio. Port Antonio, we call it Naturally, because the backdrop of Port Antonio is our highest mountain range. We have a series of mountain ranges that form the spine of the island, and Port Antonio, the backdrop is the highest mountain range. So it does get a lot of rainfall. Lush, beautiful, but so much to see and do there.
Mm.
Then heading to Ocho Rios is about 2 hours drive. Ocho Rios, it's where the mountains seem to meet the sea, very lush. A couple of your beautiful hotels are here.
Mhm.
Um, this is where you go if you want to experience a different attraction every day. And I must pause to say Jamaica has so many things to do outside of the hotels. Get out and see what's outside of your beautiful hotels where you're staying. And then Ocho Rios, you're heading west to Montego Bay, where most of the plain land for tourism.
Mhm.
You have a couple lovely hotels here as well. Montego Bay, you're an avid golfer, keep them here. So if you have a client who doesn't want to go too far from the airport, keep them in Montego Bay. Four actually of the 9 golf courses on island are located here. Then heading west farther, another hour and a half to Negril. Um, you have hotels here, right, Stephanie?
We have one. Yes.
One, the cliff, right?
Yes.
How did I guess? Beautiful, beautiful. The cliff. Negril is basically 7 miles of beach and another 4 miles of cliff area.
Mhm.
Negril is laid back where you go to kick off your shoes, enjoy the sun, and see the beautiful sunsets.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you won't see a sunset as beautiful as one you could experience in Negril.
Mhm.
No building by law is allowed above the tallest tree, so it's very, very laid back.
I love that.
Least But last but not least, the South Coast. And
Mhm.
I slow my tone when I said that because we call that the other side of Jamaica. This is where our breadbasket, our farmland, most of our farmland is located.
Mhm.
And this is where the hurricane that hit us last October entered the island.
Mhm.
So the island is beautiful. Get out and explore and see what's there for you.
Absolutely. So now it's time to showcase the luxury resorts we have in our program. I have to say that these resorts are actually they're iconic and they have rich histories, high-end facilities, impeccable service, and are aesthetically just stunning. Each has its very unique personality. They all have their own selling points and demographics. The feature resorts here on the slide and next are actually all open after the hurricane and perfectly ready, waiting for your clients. Take note that Half Moon's newly reimagined villas have also just opened a couple of days ago. Um, these all hold very special places in my heart, as mentioned, and they've all been around for quite some time, some as far back as, what, Diane, 60, 70 years, if not more.
Mm.
Some actually, I think one of the resorts in the program dates back to 1940, which I'll show you. So keep in mind that these ones on this screen right here are all in the Montego Bay area and on the outskirts. And the most important thing is these are perfect for your multi-generational families because they're mostly villa product. Half Moon does have some, and Round Hill have some regular, guest rooms, but they also have very beautiful villas that can are hold up to maybe even 14 people. So perfect to keep in mind for your clients. Oh, just to go back, I also want to mention that the Round Hill also is known for its Ralph Lauren designed pineapple house rooms and oceanfront villas, which is super cool. Um, On to the Ocho Rios area. Jamaica Inn, excuse me, is a historic family-owned boutique hotel known for its understated luxury in Ocho Rios. And then you have Moon Palace, which is a fun, family-friendly, all-inclusive resort that features the island's largest spa. and multiple pools, including a really cool, super cool flow rider surf simulator. My apologies. Moving on to an amazing little gem of a property, Goldeneye. I'm sure you've probably all heard of this, especially because of one major thing here that I was mentioning about Ian Fleming Airport. Everyone knows about the James Bond movies. Here's where Ian Fleming actually wrote 14 of the original 007 novels. The resort is situated outside Ocho Rios in Orica Bessa Bay. That took me a little bit to make sure I got that right. And then you have the Cliff Hotel in Negril, and it has its stunning views of the ocean side and on the cliffs, just like Diane had mentioned earlier. Beautiful little properties. Moving on to some hotels that are still to reopen in 2027. The reason why these are taking so long to come back is essentially because of the hurricane. Some of them needed some renovations, and now they've taken advantage of the time to refresh the resorts. They're going to take their time, take it slow, make these icons absolutely beautiful when they reopen next quarter. Or I should say next year. My apologies. My brain is already thinking it's the end of the year. Now back to Diane for our closing remarks.
Of course. And you might be wondering, how is Jamaica doing after the hurricane? That hurricane was one of the strongest in history.
Mhm.
There, quickly tell you, there is something with a 37-year marker. The
Yeah.
first one in written history to hit Jamaica was in 1951. 37 years later, in 1988, another one came.
Wow.
37 years after that, last October 28, the strongest in history hit the south coast of Jamaica,
Mhm.
went across. However, ladies and gentlemen, Jamaicans are very resilient. We
Yes.
jump around, we got together, we helped each other. And this is when we realize how much we are loved. The world came out to us and helped. And guess what? The airport opened in only a couple of days.
Hmm.
Many hotels reopened. And as Stefany said, it's only some hotels remain closed, and she mentioned because they're taking the opportunity to do full refurbishing.
Yes.
But Jamaica is open. Jamaica is different. You have some beautiful hotels, many of them historical. Many past presidents of the US used to, they were their playground. Um, they're just beautiful. Ralph Lauren, oh my gosh, he has a
Yeah.
villa at Round Hill. I could go on and on. Ian Fleming, where he wrote all 14 novels. He retired there. Oh, you have some beautiful hotels to choose
Hmm.
from in Jamaica. But we're not just telling you to come back because we're locked down. We want you
Hmm.
to come back just to be inspired, come back to chill, come back to joy, come back to adventurous, come back to happy, come back to being playful, come back to loving, come back to daring, come back to being connected. Bring everyone down with you. Come back to be inspired. Come back to the joy and love and excitement that you'll experience only in Jamaica.
Exactly. Thank you, Diane. As mentioned, it's a country, it's a destination that holds such an enormous place in my heart. I've been going for, I don't even know, want to say how many years. I started going with my mother when I was 18, and I saw the beauty through her eyes. And every time I go back there, I feel that connected to my mom. And it's just something that I love that she introduced the country to me. And it really truly is one of my favorite, absolute, I can get emotional, one of my absolute favorite places on this earth. So
I
thank you
have
very
one.
much.
I have one upon you, Stefany. Now, there has to be something with me why I have such a passion with Jamaica. I've been with them 48 and a half years.
Bless
Jamaica
you.
Tourist Board. So there's such a passion in me about the
Mhm.
island. We're not perfect. However, I think Jamaica is the perfect imperfection.
I could truly say it's probably the heart and soul of the Caribbean, without a
Yes,
doubt, hands down.
thank you.
Diane,
Thank
thank
you.
you incredibly. It was just beautiful to get to hear all about you and our lovely Jamaica. I would like to open up the floor to any questions for myself or Diane, and thank you again to everyone for also attending today. Does anybody have any questions? And there may or may not be one of our hotel partners on the call today.
I think
Car-
Carisha,
Carisha
Carisha
from Round
is,
Hill is here,
yeah.
just in case you have any specific property questions as well. Any questions right now, everybody?
What would
You
I
can put
do
it in the chat
there?
and then we can answer.
Okay, wonderful. Good morning, everybody. I'm here sitting at my desk, taking in all of these wonderful things about Jamaica, just in listen mode. And I hope that everybody's doing well. Thank you so, so much for your continued support. I am your on-property person. I have basically met quite a few of you by email. So thank you so very much for your continued support of our properties. Really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a fabulous day.
Thank you so much, Carisha. I'm so happy that you could have joined us today. We have one question. So, Diane, maybe you would like to address this. Do we have any issues with sarcasm? Carisha, I get to see your beautiful face now.
You know, Jamaica is so lucky, if I should call it that. But we don't have an issue with it. We really don't. Seaweed is a natural part of the sea life. But we are so lucky, so lucky to have no issues with that.
Yes. Do we have any more questions? No? Okay, well, with that said, I want to again thank everyone. Thank you, Diane.
Of
Thank you, our
course, my
surprise guest,
pleasure.
Carisha. This was just so wonderful, and I really appreciate everyone's time. And I hope you all have an amazing day, week, and weekend.